Good news and bad news from Canada. The good news is the Liberals have won the Canadian election. The bad news is they're the wrong kind of Liberals. In Canada, of course, the Liberal Party is the Progressive Party, and they have won the election, which they were not expected to win in January. Indeed, in January, it was the Conservative Party who were on track for a landslide win. But then a couple of things happened. Donald Trump put 25% tariffs on Canada and started joking about them becoming the 51st state of the United States. Then Justin Trudeau resigned and Mark Carney took over and made what would have been a referendum on Justin Trudeau into a scare campaign about Donald Trump. Having won the election, he's showing he's not prepared to let up on that scare campaign. Here's his victory speech.
As I've been warning for months, America wants our land, our resources, our water, our country. Never. But these are not idle threats. President Trump is trying to break us so that America can own us. That will never, ever happen.
Now, there's some interesting things in Canada, and I wonder if we can extrapolate to what might happen here in Australia next Saturday. The Conservative leader certainly was campaigning on things like cost of living and other issues like that, which you would have expected to resonate. But then he was cast as a mini Trump and certainly seems to have suffered from that stereotyping. 7.3 million Canadians voted early. We're seeing a similar trend here in Australia, as well, of course, as Peter Dutton being cast as a person aping Donald Trump by the Labor Party. Anthony Albanese, in his speech the other day, spoke repeatedly about the Labor Party do things the Australian way. It's our way. We're going to use our people and our strategies, which clearly was an inference that Peter Dutton and the coalition are copying Donald Trump, who, of course, is the devil, therefore don't vote for him. Clearly, that association with Donald Trump has absolutely destroyed the Conservative campaign in Canada. Let's talk about that, but are there any conclusions we can draw about what might happen here?
Well, I don't know if we can extrapolate it this far. Canada, obviously being their closest neighbour and a massive ally, simply did not take well to Trump teasing about annexing Canada. And certainly in a country like Canada, where 75% of their exports go to the US, if a president of the United States of America is talking about tariffs the way Trump has been doing, you've got a mass amount of Canadians who are immediately offside. Like us, they've been suffering through a cost of living crisis for a long time now. So anything like that that's going to make their lives that much harder on that greater scale, I hate to say it, but Trump really handed it to the Liberals in Canada this time round. They've just won their 4th straight term in power. Once Trudeau resigned, we were all rejoicing in the streets, being like, finally, this is the Conservatives' time to rise in Canada. And we all loved Pierre Poilievre, who also copped a lot of, he's very Trumpy, all his Trumpisms. People were loving him for that until they weren't. The poor guy's actually lost his own seat, as was confirmed just a couple of hours ago. So this has turned into, almost overnight, a landslide in the opposite direction of what was expected. Finally seeing the end of Justin Trudeau, who we know was a World Economic Forum darling. Hate to tell you, you've got exactly the same thing in Mark Carney.